Josh Allen had another stellar performance here with the win over Detroit in Week 15, and now they get to host Ryan's New England Patriots in Week 16. My name's Tyler, here with my brother Ryan, and we're going to break down this matchup here and what Ryan's Patriots need to do to potentially pull off the upset that is not going to happen. But before we get into that, huge shout out to everybody that subscribed to the Tracy Take. This year, we hit our goal of 6,000 subscribers by the end of the calendar year, significantly earlier than initially expected. So thank you to everybody. If this is your first time here and you like the content that we put out, hit that subscribe button, tackle that bell to get notified when new videos come out, and leave a like and comment. Let us know who you think will win and why. And Ryan, Josh Allen is playing at an MVP-like level performance. Going into the first matchup with your Patriots, who is not, they are not playing at an MVP-like level performance. And so tough loss today for your Patriots going up against the Cardinals here as well, falling to 3-11 on the season. It's going to be a lot of fun talking with you in 2025 throughout the offseason on what your thoughts are on what the Patriots should do, because a lot of different routes they could go when it comes to free agency, the draft picks. But I think just in general, though, coming into this matchup here, what do you think they have to do to give themselves any shot to try and pull off this upset in Buffalo against Josh Allen and his team, which hasn't scored less than 30 points since they played the New York Jets in Week 6? Is that what that was? Yeah. They've scored 30 points or more in every single game since that game.
Yeah, which is just insane. So, I mean, first off, you have to keep Josh Allen in the pocket. He has just been running wild these last few weeks in L.A. and Detroit didn't necessarily let him do that, but they kept flushing him out of the pocket, getting him out in space. And frankly, like, he's so much more dangerous out of the pocket than he is in it. And I don't know why teams don't try to keep contained on him more. And I'm not definitely being an armchair quarterback right now, but it's, to me, that's where he's at his weakest, is when he's just upright in the pocket and he's not using all of these freakish athletic traits that he has. And so for me, it starts keeping Josh Allen in the pocket. They need to stop the traditional downhill running game. James Cook is having a really good year. Ray Davis was one of my favorite running backs coming out of this class that the Bills drafted. So, like, they have a really good team overall. And that's why they're competing for a Super Bowl right now. And it's going to be a fun matchup for, I think, the Patriots to kind of watch, like, their new quarterback go up against the proven guy for the first time. But I think all in all, like, this just seems like a David versus Goliath matchup at the moment, with all of the talent faults that the Patriots have currently.
Well, with Davis versus Goliath, there's a lot more at stake for both parties. And there's not really that much. Yeah, this was like an AFC Championship game. Then, like, Davis versus Goliath. But a 3-11 team going up against an 11-3 team, it's not too much. I mean, you're definitely Davis, but it's like
it's David, not Davis.
The implications of the game aren't nearly as severe. But I get your point. Yeah, no, this Bills team, I think that would be very interesting if teams would be like, hey, like, we're just going to try and keep Josh Allen in the pocket. But one of the things, though, this is where Josh Allen, to me, is it's going to be such a fun MVP race these final couple of weeks between him and Lamar Jackson. Probably Josh Allen's going to get it if you just go and look at his overall influence on the team specifically, because without Josh Allen in Buffalo, like, Buffalo's like not a good team. I don't say not a good team, but they're not at this.
They're a fringe playoff team, probably.
I wouldn't even say fringe. Lamar Jackson, though, and has a solid defense, has Derrick Henry. That's what's going to be.
And this Bills team is much more than just Josh Allen. They have a decent defense. This downhill running game has improved a lot. They've collected a good group of skill position players from Dalton Kincaid, Dawson Knox, Khalil Shakir. Keon Coleman looks to be better than I certainly expected coming out of college. Yeah. Amari Cooper has been a nice addition for them as well. So, like, they definitely have their core.
Well, and I think that's one thing too, is because people are going to bring up the fact that they've given up 40+ points the past 2 weeks. I do actually think this defense is actually decently solid. They also did give up 40+ points to arguably two of the top 5 offenses in the league in, like, just these shootout games. And that's where to me, like Josh Allen's play has just been unreal because some of these throws that he is making, like I know Detroit's secondary and their defense in general is banged up, but you just go look at some of these throws that he's making, and you're just, how do you defend that? And that's what that's what I think is going to be really fun to watch when Christian Gonzalez is going to be lined up against like Khalil Shakur, Keon Coleman, and it's, as we saw today, Kyler Murray didn't make the perfect throw. He made really good throws to Marvin Harrison Jr. in the end zone, and Christian Gonzalez was able to swat him away to prevent a touchdown. Josh Allen is just playing at that level above, well, several levels above Kyler Murray. But still, like those throws are exactly where they need to be, where Gonzalez can't do anything with it. So that's where I think it's going to be that matchup here as well. And on top of that, too, to your point, James Cook, he's on pace to have 1,000-yard rushing season. So they're running the ball really well. Buffalo Bills in general.
With how New England's rushing defense has been playing, he might hit it this week.
Potentially so. I mean, they're ninth overall in rushing yards offensively. Decent bit. Josh Allen is also in there, but it's still primarily like traditional running with like James Cook or maybe some sweep routes or receiver sweeps that could be running plays as well. But in general, though, just everything's clicking for this Buffalo Bills team at the right moment, and they're getting healthier as well. Dalton Kincaid's coming back. Keon Coleman came back. And even if those guys don't have as big a games, like it's still, what were some of their stats today? Keon Coleman, he only had one catch, but it was for 64 yards on that crazy deep play, which he almost scored. Dalton Kincaid only had 4 catches for 53 yards and 7 targets. Ty Johnson was the big guy, actually, with 5 catches for 114 yards as well on 5 targets. And that's what I think is kind of scary today. So those are just 3 guys. We didn't even talk about Dawson Knox, Khalil Shakur, James Cook, Ray Davis, Matt Collins, Curtis Samuel, all guys that can get consistent reps. It's just that kind of receiver by committee. Who's going to be the guy that gets to all the yards today? Because you don't know who you're going to, like who the key guys are. Like for New England, who are some of your guys' receivers? Like I would think. I mean, Demario Douglas.
Is that a joke?
Kind of, yeah.
Like we run a receiver by committee, but for all the wrong reasons. Nobody can catch a effing ball. And so like that's been the most frustrating thing. And like we've talked a lot about Buffalo, like kind of switch gears to New England, and it's just like to me, you have like, and this is a bit of an exaggeration, you have 2 players that I think you feel really comfortable about going forward. One of them is Drake May. He's been phenomenal since he's come in, and especially at 22 years old, you expect him at least over the next couple seasons to like make progress to get into that same tier or be around that same tier that Josh Allen is in with like Justin Herbert, Mahomes. He has those splash plays that you want to see from a young quarterback hoping to make that level. And then Christian Gonzalez, who you already mentioned. Everybody else on this roster, they need to be fighting for their roster spot next year. Because frankly, you got $127 million in cap space. You got 11 draft picks as of right now. They could flip this roster, get 25 plus new players in here next year. And I don't think that is outrageous for them to go do. And I mean, who else has made a case for themselves to come back next year? The only player that I will give some grace to is Christian Barmore, because he's coming back from blood clots. And so he missed the first like 12, 13 games of the year and has come back the last few games to make an appearance this year and maybe get back into playing shape. But like other than that, there's not anybody. I don't even care. Mike Nwinu signed a 3-year, like $60 million deal last year as a guard. He is on the chopping block. He's been so bad. So like this Patriots team, they need a full-on rebuild. They need to go out, get Drake May some legitimate targets, because I'm tired of seeing tipped passes get picked off. Like it's been a comedy of errors in New England this year, and your best player is a rookie quarterback.
Yeah, no, it's just been tough to watch for you all. And you said they need to do a full on rebuild. I think that's what they were trying to do, kind of with Mac Jones. But correct me if I'm wrong. But it's
well, Yes, they try to do a pseudo rebuild with Mac Jones, where they tried to supplement Bill Belichick's awful drafting with free agency, and they're going to have to do that again on this cycle, just hoping that they can get younger, more prominent players. I'm eyeing T. Higgins, Travarius Ward, Trey Smith, um, potentially Cam Robinson, the left tackle from Minnesota. Now he's been in Jacksonville his whole career, but like I'm talking multiple splash signings, and then going out building the middle class that way. They need to draft better too. This Jalen Polk pick looks like an absolute bust. Like they. I know I'm gonna sound like a spoiled Patriots fan after 20 plus years of success. They have been absolutely abysmal to watch these last like 6 years because they have absolutely sucked, and this year has been by far the worst. But it's just not even remotely close uh, to like talent wise what they've had in the past. So I'm obviously we're picking Buffalo in this one, but I am curious to see kind of like how the Patriots look, because if they can be competitive in these games, these last two games with the Buffalo Bills, I think that says a lot about this franchise going forward. I also think if they're not competitive, like if it's 48-10 in both of these games, I think we'll really see some calls for Gerard Mayo and Elliott Wolf and this coaching staff and front office to be moved on from.
Gotcha. So my biggest concern is I'm in my dynasty fantasy football league. Or I should be. Yeah, no, I will be. I'm up 50 points going in tomorrow. Yeah, and I still got two guys to play. So I'll be in my semifinals. And I have Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And my concern is that they're going to get up so big on you guys, like through James Cook, that he's going to have just a dud of a performance. But I can't put him on my bench because like Josh Allen is also the reason why I made the playoffs. So,
Well, I will say Sean McDermott has shown that when given the opportunity, he will try to run up the score on the Patriots. Like I go back to that playoff game that was like 56-10. The Bills literally got the most amount of yards that they could. Like they scored a touchdown every time they got the ball. Uh,
yeah,
and so like I think that is a very much a possibility here in this game.
potentially
So
so. I hope so.
yeah. So let's go ahead. Let's wrap it up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. That is the best way to help out the channel. While you're down there, go ahead and leave a comment on how much you think the Buffalo Bills are going to win by. Will it be by 30? Will it be by 10? Let us know. And other than that, we'll see you guys next time.